My loves, welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is understanding revolts. The scripture comes from Revelation 16 and 1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven messengers, "Go away and pour out the bowls of the wrath of God into the earth." And the first went away and poured out his bowl into the earth, and there came a sore, bad and grievous to men, those having the mark of the beast, and those worshiping his image. So here's the message. God said that for somebody, you had this understanding with someone, and whatever this understanding was, baby, it made God very, very furious. He was very upset with you. And the reason he was upset with you is because even though you felt like you and this person had an understanding, God was like, y'all really don't. Because what they thought your understanding was and what you thought the understanding was were two completely different things. And it took for God to open your eyes to show you what was really going on in order for you to realize that this understanding was utter nonsense. And that's the message. And it could be a situation where you had to go through judgment. This person may have very well also had to go through judgment in order for you to let go of them. And sometimes when we are moving like this, or when we do certain things, we like basically attach ourselves to people, and we don't realize that it wasn't intended for us to permanently be attached to them. And it can cause it can cause pain, it can cause heartache, and it can cause just in reality confusion, yo. And we know God is not the author of confusion, now. Okay, when God do something, when God send you something, it's not a situation where you confused as to, like, let's say your blessing is a new car or a new house. It's not no confusion as to whose house it is, whose car it is, because it's gonna be in your name. It's gonna be a situation where the money was in your hand and you went and purchased that item. And that's just like when it come down to relationships, friendships, partnerships, regardless if it's business or whatever. It's not gonna be any confusion as to what's going on there. And if this is someone you were establishing a business partnership with someone, however, your understanding and their understanding were two completely different things. Okay, and I'm thinking about I just feel like it's almost like somebody was confused on who the boss was. Somebody was confused on who was supposed to be receiving. Like maybe y'all agreed upon a certain percentage, and somebody, it could even be a situation. What I'm thinking about is for someone, you had an understanding with one person, okay? It could even be a situation where you were bringing in the clients. I'm thinking about on this TV show where the the daughters were, what is the name of this show? Forget about it. The daughters decided that they were gonna become like they were gonna create this psychic thing or whatever because the mom used to do it back in the day. So she allowed her teenage daughter to do that because she would prefer for her to do that than to be, what I'm saying, working at a strip club or something like that. So she's pretending, okay, that she's a psychic, but she isn't really. It's like she has a gift though, because on one episode they showed that she does have a gift, but it's not that gift, which is weird to me, but I do understand that different people have different gifts. Anywho, she's pretending, okay? And while she's pretending, her mom and her little sister are bringing her clients. And basically, everybody is getting their cut, okay? God is showing me a situation where, like, the dad didn't have no hand in this. He, like, what I'm saying, was just happy that his daughter wasn't trying to work at a strip club. Okay, that's all he was concerned about. He wasn't really, like, what I'm saying, too much on her about what she was doing. And, what I'm saying, I know it's going to be people in the comment section that psychic doing all that stuff is not, like, look, that's not the point of this message. Okay, I'm just using this as an example. Anyways, moving on. So, God said in this situation, this is someone you would be in the position of Maybe you are in the position of the mom or the youngest daughter, and you're bringing clientele to someone who is seen as the person that actually has whatever gift or whatever ability, but they aren't able to actually go out and express that. Maybe they aren't able to present themselves in a way to receive um, clientele. It could even be a situation. I'm thinking about how when people are, when they have like a, what is it called? Like when someone has a brand deal, or when you are like promoting a product or something like that, and you are basically bringing clientele to that business, the business is obviously going to get, or they should get, the highest percentage. And you know what I'm saying? Or as in this situation, the daughter that is actually performing whatever she was doing, like she had her little ball and cards and stuff, but she really didn't know what she was doing. But that doesn't matter, okay? But anyways, it could be a situation where whoever's doing that, they are supposed to receive whatever they receive, a big chunk. But simultaneously, the sister, the younger sister, and the mom still receive some sort of payment. Go ahead and say it was somebody sitting in the background, like the father was, that decided that you needed to carry on bringing in the clientele. Meanwhile, they were supposed to receive your cut. Y'all get what I'm saying? And this is somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, I will be honest, even though they weren't doing as much as the daughter, the elder daughter was doing, but they was still doing a share of, going around. Word of mouth is a big way of receiving business. And you know what I'm saying? I know this because I the older business, and you know what I'm saying, even though I don't talk about it as much, like that is a way of earning business. Even my first job, which I worked for a woman who I was talking about her recently, baby, I still feel deep in my heart that, you know what I'm saying, she, you know what I'm saying, is a quiet as it's kept. You know what I'm saying, legendary. This lady was single handedly paying thousands upon thousands of dollars for her store to be in the Galleria. And it wasn't a corporation. This was a sole proprietor. She like, and she was, I get it, she had money and she was rich, but baby, $30,000 a month for your store is for your store. Most people can't don't even pay that much on a mortgage. And that's how much she paid for her store to be inside of the Galleria Mall. And this not even, you know what I'm saying? And she had customers coming from out of the country to go to visit the store to buy dresses. And I know this, I can testify to this because I used to work there. And they would come in and say, "Oh, I'm from this place, I'm from that place, I've heard of," and they would say they heard of her store and they love her store, and you know what I'm saying, such and such got their dress here, and this person got their dress here, and they come with a whole bridal, you know what I'm saying, all the brides would, and the bridesmaids would come and get their dresses, the, mother of the bride, mother of the groom, everybody would come and get their dress from the store. And it would go by word of mouth. It would also go off of her website. But when it come down to it, I feel like the word of mouth is the strong hand in, you know what I'm saying, receiving customers. And somebody, you was like really doing a lot of promotion for whoever this is, and you know what I'm saying, you were bringing them a lot of clientele, and there was somebody else looking at what y'all had going on, feeling some kind of way, and they felt like they needed to intervene and pretend, because it's almost like this person was putting on a show like they was doing your job, but in reality all they was doing is piggybacking off of what you did. That's what I hear God saying in the spirit. They was piggybacking off of what you did. You know what I'm saying? They was piggybacking off of what they assumed it to be and basically doing a takeover. God said you removed yourself. And now it's a situation where they upset because they ain't receiving as much clientele anymore. And you know what I'm saying, you may have very well all the people that you brought in, you didn't already let them know I'm not dealing with them no more. And you let them know why. You let them know how they did you, and you let them know that, you know what I'm saying, it's, you may not have said don't go up there no more, but you basically was suggested, and in reality you had every right to do that. God said the understanding is revoked, because it can't be a situation where you expecting me to give you a good review, you expecting me to say sing praises about your company, and you expecting me to carry on spreading good news and sending you customers, and you not keeping your end of the bargain. And that's just what it is. And God said that somebody is sitting around angry and they frustrated and they think they should be able to do X, Y, and Z, because how dare you, this, that, and the third. God said he is protecting you, because this person should have butted out and minded their own business instead of trying to intervene in what you and whoever this other person is had going on. But they insisted on trying to intervene in y'all business. And for some of y'all, this was a husband and wife business. And this is somebody that was on the sidelines concerned with y'all marriage and what y'all had going on, and they was concerned with the company that y'all were creating, and they decided that they wanted to butt in, and they wanted to be, if this is the wife, they wanted to be in your position. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, whatever that may be. For some of y'all, you know what I'm saying, it, like, you know, it's weird, and it doesn't make any sense, because this could be a vibe where this person is not even like, they not like interested in your ex like that. They not, you know, entertaining your ex like that. And your ex is dealing with the fact of not only losing their wife, but they also lost their business partner. And you know what I'm saying? They are also, because of this, losing business. But this is what they get for trying to replace you with somebody else that wasn't in, like, included in what y'all had going on. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And you know, for some of y'all, God is saying that they had worked with this person before, and they were thinking that they were going to take all the clients that you brought them back, you know, with them. This would be like somebody, they do lashes for a living, and they decide to do lashes at a new shop. And because this shop have certain clientele, and you know what I'm saying, you, let's say you own the shop and you send certain people over to them so they can make more money, and they decide to give all these people flyers real discreetly saying they finna go back to their old shop, and all the people that usually go to your shop start going to this old shop, and you let all your people know that you don't, you know what I'm saying, rock with them no more, because it was shiesty how they did you, or maybe they peep it on their own. And now this person is upset because they can't understand why all their alleged new clientele not coming up there no more. But what they did was shiesty, and what they did was wrong. And if it's a vibe where they just wanted to go back over there, they could have just went back over there, you know, quietly. It wasn't no need for them to make it seem as if you did something wrong or it was something wrong with your shop. But that's what they did. This is almost like they were in reality, they wanted to try to attack your business, but they masked it as, let's work together, let's, baby, this is why you got to be careful about who you work with. You got to be careful about who you befriend. You got to be careful about all these things, because don't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And you know what I'm saying? If at the very least you ain't gonna help somebody, you could at least put forth effort not to hurt them. This is somebody that you were literally helping them, and they turned around and tried to hurt you. And now they mad because, if for some of y'all, it's not even just a situation where the people that you sent towards them are not going towards them anymore, but it's also a situation where the people that used to be there, they not even there no more. But you know, for some of y'all, it serves them right, because you may be going through the same thing too. After this person and went and badmouthed your business, and I don't want to work up there because I don't like this, I don't like that, I ain't dealing with them because this, that. This is like that kind of vibe where this person went and really like drug you and tore down, put forth effort to tear your business down. And now they upset that the truth is out, the cat's out the bag, and a lot of the people that they stole from your business don't even want to deal with them no more. A lot of the people that they stole from your business is looking at them with a side eye. But this is what they get, because why in the world did they do you the way they did? All that was uncalled for. And that's the message. That's the message. This is like somebody deliberately, the only reason they came putting forth effort to work with you is so that they could try to tear you down. And baby, when I say I have experienced this before, I have before. I have before. And baby, it's like it's it's a headache to deal with that, because it's like it's very frustrating to be put in a position to where you vouch for somebody and you say that they, you know what I'm saying, I know such and such, they cool, or you know what I'm saying, tell people to support them. You tell people that you heard that they good at whatever it is that they do, and then you giving them like a kudos, a hand clap or whatever, and they turn around and say, why though they said that they support me at X, Y, and Z, but I don't like this about them. I don't like that. I heard this. I heard that. It's almost why would you do that? God said now this person is upset because they under judgment. They upset because all these people that they thought they was stealing from you, they thought they was stealing your business and your clientele, have left them. But why would they stay? This is like really reminiscent of Mean Girls, when Caddy had finally felt like she completely destroyed Regina George, and she was talking about how Gretchen and what was the other Fred Day? Kate, what was her name? Oh, dang. I remember it started with a K because I remember her putting the K on her thing, but I forgot what her name was. It don't even matter. Anyways, she felt like she had stole her friends and she was the queen bee now. And you know what I'm saying? Shortly after that, it was like it fell apart for her. Like God said, why would you move like that? And just like what was his name? Aaron said, it's one thing for Regina to be moving around and she just being herself. It's another thing for, you know what I'm saying, Katie to be basically mimicking Regina. She basically was just like a copycat, yo. And, you know, if like, be yourself. And I just feel like that's the vibe of what happened with this. Like, whoever this person is, they came in trying to intervene with what y'all had going on. And it wasn't working. Regardless if it's a vibe where, once again, like I said, if this was a husband, like a mom and pop type thing going on, people was like, what happened to mom? You know what I'm saying? And this person may have very well, whoever they working with, may very well not even be a woman. It could be a situation where this is somebody, nah, this is my business partner, and they kind of scratching their head like, what you mean? What happened to your wife? They, you know what I'm saying? Why did your wife leave? And they try to get down to it, and they may have very well, maybe put forth effort to give you a call and give you a text and ask you what happened. And you told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Baby, boy, oh boy, are they upset with you? But God said this is their judgment. Because it shouldn't be a situation where you set up a business with your wife, and then now all of a sudden that the business is going steady, you want to get a divorce and call in your homeboy to replace your wife. That don't make sense. And then you want to cry about how you alone at night and you lonely and you miss your wife and you miss this and you miss that. You wasn't thinking about that when you replaced her with somebody else. You wasn't thinking about that when you involved your friend. You allowed your friend to call shots where he shouldn't have even been calling those shots. You didn't allow your friend to tell you that this is okay, that is okay, this how we doing this and this how we doing that. What are you talking about? Because, baby, when I say it ain't going to be no vibe where my husband partner is calling shots in my marriage, in my business, and in what I got going on and things that don't involve him, you going to have to mind your own business. Go home, friend. And you know what I'm saying? For somebody that is bad, lonely, your husband is lonely, your ex-husband is lonely. Because when he go home at night, his friend go home, and he go home. And he going home to an empty house. Oops. You didn't think, this is like this man didn't think about the fact that he was betraying his wife and she wouldn't be too happy with that. He also feeling some kind of way because his money is funny. I mean, when you are earning money and it's coming into the same household, you're obviously earning more. But once you decide that you finna partner up with somebody else and y'all gonna go 50-50, half the money is going somewhere else. Oops. And then on top of that, all the people that were just going off the fact that you were telling them that you were doing this and you were doing that, and they could be involved if they want to. They could go and get their lashes done by them. They could go and get, well, if this is a man, I don't know what kind of service. Maybe he's a mechanic or something like that. They, you know what I'm saying? If they go to your husband's shop, they could get, you know what I'm saying, a certain percentage off, or maybe you giving out coupons, whatever it is that you had going on, it was working. Okay. This is somebody you are very well known, you very popular, and a lot of people were literally just going to your husband off the strength of you letting them know that that was your husband. And now all these people is not interested in going over there no more. Why? Because where's my, and whoever you are, I just feel like it ain't gonna be no situation where you just supposed to sit there and not earn like you. It's like you are expected. I almost feel like your ex-husband, excuse me, was expecting you to go and give this man good word of mouth, and you were supposed to carry on working for him. You like that's what he wanted. He wanted to move you from being a partner to an employee. Oh, we not finna do that. You know what I'm saying? To where you barely even earning any money. We not finna do that. We not finna do that. Meanwhile, his friend just sitting with his feet kicked up. We not finna do that. If that's the case, y'all got it. And that's what whoever this is, that's what you said. If that's the case, y'all got it. Y'all do y'all thing. But it ain't finna be no situation where I'm going around telling everybody that you know what I'm saying, you do the oil change. They ain't even got to get out the car. It take you about 15 minutes and you done. In and out. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody coming up there. Everybody pulling up to their business trying to do X, Y, Z and try to receive whatever, tune ups, trying to get their tires rotated or whatever else. And you know what I'm saying? He's sitting up here and ignoring the fact that you have these, like for somebody, you hungry, you need clothes, you need a place to stay, y'all may have bills piling up, and he's sitting up here giving somebody a cut that did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, yo. Nothing. For some of y'all, this person, not only were they doing nothing, they felt some kind of way about you still being married to your husband and threaten you behind it. And you need to leave him alone, and you need to move around, and you just need that baby. You sure did. And as soon as you moved around, all the clientele that you was bringing him left too. Because what they do, girl, I don't see you up here. Where you at? What happened? Where you at, girl? Oh, baby, that's not my husband no more. What happened? What happened? Well, where you getting your car fixed? Not up there. Well, I'm going to go to where you go. I'm going to go to where you go. Baby, that's exactly what happened. Oops. 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 You shouldn't have did that. You can't, baby. God said that it just doesn't work like that. The understanding is revoked. Because this is somebody that tried to involve somebody in business that had nothing to do with them. It was they should have minded their own business, and they should have stayed where they was at. It should have never been a situation like whoever this person is greedy, yo. They seeing what y'all had going on and whatever it is that y'all were earning and how y'all was moving, and they decided they wanted to intervene. And regardless if this person, I don't know if it was a situation, God said by force for somebody. So it could be a situation where they, you know what I'm saying, roughed your ex up and beat them up real good. You know what I'm saying? And said, nah, you gonna get rid of her. She gotta go. She can't be a part of this operation anymore. It's just me and you now. Baby, this is somebody, when you dipped, all the clientele you brought dipped. And you didn't have to do all that this man, you know what I'm saying, that whoever this friend is, you ain't have to rough nobody up. You ain't have to bully nobody. It's not a situation where you were sending threats. It's not a situation where you were trying to have anything awful happen. You were not trying to get people kidnapped and all kind of crazy stuff. You just simply pull back. You not interested. You not intervene. You not dealing with that no more. And why would you? And that's the message. That's the message. That's the message. Whoever this is for, it's a situation where you were helping your ex's business. You were helping. You were telling people to go over there. You were telling people this, that, and the third. Like, I just feel like this is somebody, you were a very vocal. It's not, this isn't a silent partner. You weren't a silent partner. You were somebody that was very, like, you were very, like, you were hands on. And whoever this friend is knew that. But they felt like they could do your job better. But God said they could never be you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel, I hear that in the spirit. You could never be me. Like, this person couldn't be you. They can't replace you. They ain't got nothing on you. And it ain't to be mean, but that's just the truth. This is like ridiculous. It's a situation where more people were supporting y'all because they love the fact that y'all were a married couple working together. And now it's a situation where yo ex is just working with his homeboy. And it's like, okay, I guess. And it kind of look weird, to be honest. To be frank. For a man to toss his wife to the side to work with his homeboy, it's like, just be honest. And you know what I'm saying? In reality, you don't have to stay. You know what I'm saying? Not only were you threatened not to stay married to this man, you don't have to go back if you don't want to. Why? Because his friend should have never intervened in y'all marriage in the first place. You may have very well then moved on already anyways. It's over. And now the friend is upset and feeling some kind of way. Oops, too bad. They should have minded their own business. They should have minded whatever business they got going on with their wife or with whatever, you know what I'm saying? They should have stayed over there. Instead of seeing what y'all had going on and saying that they could do X, Y, and Z and they could do this better and they could do that better. And it turns out that wasn't working. Okay. Whatever it is they was talking about, it was lies, nonsense, and deceit. And what they really wanted to do is watch y'all build up something. And they saw what y'all had going on, how much y'all were earning, and they felt some kind of way. And now it's a situation where everything then crumbled and fell because they stuck their foot in something they shouldn't have. That's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is